Welcome to this explainer, brought to you by Forge College. All right, today we're tackling a really big one, planning smart contract interactions and optimization. If you've been following our capstone module, you've already set up your pipelines and your alerts are firing. But right now, you might be staring at a dashboard full of latency spikes and compute costs, fighting the urge to just unplug your monitor. Hey, don't panic. Over the next few minutes, we're going to learn exactly how to take that raw, scary data and turn it into a rock-solid, optimized integration plan for your Solana project.
Here's our quick blueprint for today. We'll cover the capstone integration strategy, look at a really helpful theater mental model, balance interaction versus optimization, run through a simple 5-step workflow, and then apply it all to a real-world settlement example. Let's dive in. Section 1. The capstone integration strategy. Moving from telemetry to backlog.
So your testing is done, but now it's time to actually translate those abstract latencies into real engineering work. Look, it's super easy to look at raw telemetry, like failed transactions or massive compute costs, and completely freak out. But instead of stressing over the noise, we're going to convert those flashing red metrics into a concrete integration backlog. We're talking about turning warnings into a focused, sprint-ready battle plan filled with prioritized tasks, strict performance goals, and clear deployment checks.
Section 2. Smart Contracts as Theater, the choreography mental model.
To make sense of complex on-chain architecture without getting a headache, I actually love using a theater director analogy. Think of your smart contract interactions as a stage play. Your on-chain programs, those are the actors. Sometimes they hit their marks, and sometimes they're absolute divas, demanding way too much compute budget. Your accounts are their props, and every transaction is the choreography or the blocking. If that blocking is messy, your actors bump into each other, props get dropped, and the transaction just fails.
As the director of this play, you manage 3 distinct layers. First up is the intent layer. What does the user actually want? Maybe they just want to list an asset on your marketplace. Second is the choreography layer. How are we bundling and ordering the instructions to make that intent happen? And third is the state ownership layer. Which actor actually has the authority over which prop to keep the scene from falling apart?
Now your toughest choices are going to happen at the choreography layer. Do you bundle transactions so everything succeeds or fails all at once? That is awesome for atomic guarantees, but man, it costs an absolute fortune in compute. Or do you split things up? Staging it out lowers your per-transaction budget and gives those diva programs room to breathe, which ultimately offers way better composability. There's really no one-size-fits-all answer here. It totally depends on what the scene demands.
Section 3. Interaction versus optimization. Pulling the right levers.
Because different scenes require totally different decisions, every interaction has a specific optimization lever just waiting to be pulled. Doing a listing, you'll want to minimize account sizes and aggressively reuse PDAs. Handling an offer, you might want to batch those balance adjustments off-chain where it's cheaper. When accepting an offer, you have to choose between atomic settlement or staging it out. And for metadata updates, lean into compressed pointers to save valuable space. Pull the right lever for the right scene.
But how do you know which lever to pull? When a transaction spikes in latency on your dashboard, you can't just guess. You got to put on your detective hat and ask 2 vital questions. First, which specific instruction ate all the compute? And second, which account write caused the serialization bottleneck? Seriously, if you can answer just those 2 questions, you've solved 90% of your performance mysteries right there.
Section 4. The 5-step optimization workflow. Turning data into action.
To find those answers, we use a rigorous, highly effective 5-step workflow, which is exactly the kind of process we emphasize across all our programs at Forge College. The workflow is simple. Step 1, ingest your metrics. Step 2, map that telemetry to your actors and props. Step 3, estimate the effort. Step 4, lock in testable criteria. And Step 5, schedule the preflights. Let's see how this actually looks in practice.
For steps 1 and 2, bring your metrics, like your 99th percentile transaction latency, into a single unified view. You annotate those metrics with the user journeys we talked about earlier. Then, you trace those glaring hotspots right back to the exact transaction signatures and instruction orders causing the drama. You want exact program IDs here so the issue is completely reproducible.
Next up, steps 3 and 4. Once you've caught the culprit, estimate the engineering hours required to fix it, and scope out the testing. But here is the most important part. Set strict, measurable acceptance criteria. We don't just wave our hands and say, make it faster.
We say, reduce mean compute by 30%. You always want to target that high-impact, low-effort fruit first.
And finally, step 5. When you schedule the task into a sprint, you don't just throw it over the wall and hope for the best. You attach a meticulous pre-flight checklist. This means testnet smoke tests, security assertions like account ownership checks, and critically, an alert-driven rollback plan. You never, ever deploy a fix without a safety net already rigged up.
Section 5. Real-world marketplace settlement. Fixing those diva programs.
Let's look at a real capstone project that's struggling with NFT listings. Your dashboard shows the settlement transaction is a total compute hog. Why? Because it's calling an external, third-party fee-splitting program right in the middle of everything. Cross-program calls are basically like making a really expensive long-distance phone call on-chain. But by refactoring to use internal accounting and pre-funding a fee account, we bypass that external call entirely and slash our compute units by 25%.
Next, your telemetry flags sporadic failures during listings because metadata writes keep timing out. So we apply our optimization levers and switch to compressed metadata pointers. This shrinks the overall transaction size by 30%. And why does that matter? Because smaller transactions have a much easier time getting processed, which literally eliminates write failures in 95% of the previously recorded error cases. The user's intent stayed exactly the same, but the choreography got beautifully optimized.
And finally, to handle the heavy concurrent traffic of a really busy marketplace, we have to admit that sometimes atomic settlement just isn't feasible under load. So we add a staged settlement fallback. The new acceptance criteria ensure our marketplace succeeds 99% of the time within 2 automated transaction attempts. For that stubborn remaining 1%, we just utilize a background reconciler job to quietly clean it up without requiring any manual engineering intervention.
Section 6. Final integration takeaways. Getting ready for the backlog.
With your scenes perfectly choreographed, you are finally ready to write the tickets your engineering team will actually execute. Just keep 3 golden principles in mind. 1. Always map the user's intent to explicit transaction choreography. Know exactly what requires atomicity and what doesn't. 2. Let telemetry dictate your optimization priorities, not guesswork. And 3. Never deploy an optimization without measurable acceptance criteria and a solid rollback plan.
Following this exact model ensures you avoid the super dangerous trap of trying to optimize everything blindly. Instead, you're transforming vague performance goals into discrete, highly testable tasks. It results in a targeted, auditable engineering plan that marketplace operators, QA teams, and future you will absolutely love.
And that wraps up our explainer on smart contract optimization. You've officially moved from dashboard panic to a structured, executable integration backlog. But before you go, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question. As your marketplace scales to millions of users, at what point does optimizing a single smart contract actually yield less return than just migrating to a custom app chain entirely? Think about that as you prep for our next lesson. Make sure you visit forge.college to continue your Web3 journey, explore our other courses, and join the community. Thanks so much for learning with us today, and I'll see you in the next one.